Hey fellow book lovers, I got a treat for you. It is a horror novella that is called The Seance by Jack Rollins. And personally, I enjoy horror anything. Horror books, horror films, horror stories, horror short stories, short movies, whatever. If it goes boo in the dark, creaking on stairs, and there's some type of demonic possession going on or other weird things, I'm going to give it a shot. And I thought that this would be a good book, a good novella to share with you. Since it isn't horror, I really don't want to give away too much because, I would hate to spoil it for you and I wouldn't want hate mail for that. So all I'm going to say is this is a novella set in Victorian times, and we are introduced to this character called Albert Kinch. Albert Kinch, he's visiting his sister Sally, who's in an asylum. Off the bat, I already want to read it because asylums, Victorian times, some freaky things are going to go down. So we learned that Albert isn't probably the best character or brother in the world. He hasn't seen his sister for years, and he's just visiting her, I'm assuming, because he finds out she's in an asylum. So he goes meets with her doctor, and her doctor tells him, oh, by the way, your sister only has one arm. And poor Albert, well, I don't know if it should be poor Albert. If you haven't seen your family in years, sounds like, you're a crappy family member. But he was like shocked, he was like, how does she loses her arm and all that type of stuff like that. Even I was shocked. I was like, what happened to her arm? And eventually the doctor tells him that she doesn't speak anymore. They have difficulty feeding her. And lo and behold, he sees his sister, and she's just a shell of a thing. And he's like devastated. And it is through a love interest, a woman named Rachel, he tries to find out what happened to his sister. But she tells him that the reason why his sister is missing an arm, 1, and is in the asylum, 2, is because after his sister broke up with her fiance, they decided to take her to this place called the Hall of Wonders. You already know. Anything called the Hall of Wonders, that means to turn around and run. But whatever. They take her to the Hall of Wonders. They meet a man who is a spiritualist, and he performs a seance. But in the middle of the seance, Rachel swears up and down that a demon came forth in the middle of the seance, grabbed his sister, and ripped her arm out. Scout's honor, she claims. And of course, Albert is not having that at all. And this is where I end, because if I tell you anything else, you'll probably kill me for spoiling for you, because there is a twist, okay? No, it's not what you think. You are wrong. You need to read it because there is a twist. And I think many of you will enjoy this twist. And I have to say that I was very pleased to read it. What else should you know about this book? It is well written. I enjoy his words. I enjoy how he's written his words. And I enjoy how I felt like I was in it. I felt like I was in Victorian times. It could be stereotypical. The only thing I know about Victorian times is what I see in movies. But I felt like it was fairly authentic for what I was reading. And so I gotta say, that was a really good story. I thought about it. I even reread it twice. I was like, oh, this turned out to be better than I thought. And so I believe this is a very satisfactory read. You will enjoy yourself. And so for your benefit, I will be posting the links below for you to read and for you to check it out, and his Facebook page and all the other information, so you won't be left out of this really cool story. Alright, so this is the end of my video. Before you go, please subscribe, and I will meet you next time. Bye guys.